a new band of rebels arose who were determined to carry the fight to Jerusalem. The SICARRI. To the SICARRI, anyone who wasn't fighting the Romans was a collaborator and worthy of death.
Many were slain every day, and the fear men were in was worse than the calamity itself.
I want to make sure these lessons get out because it's of utmost importance due to the conversation that's being had amongst Israel right now. Certain of the things that I'm hearing, certain of the things people are believing and pushing, etc., etc. One of the things that's being pushed right now in Israel is the spirit, the total spirit, a disgusting, filthy, and evil spirit called the spirit of disorder. That's what's going on right now. The spirit of disorder. Everywhere I go, I'm hearing random individualite after individualite talking about, oh, the hell with a camp, and man, y'all doing this and that, and this guy over this guy. Anybody who's making statements like that, they don't understand the Bible. They haven't read the Bible. They're not really dealing in the spirit. Because the Most High God has always dealt with order. Always. Now, is there a balance to order? Of course. Because there are certain organizations who have fallen off into the spirit of man worship and idolatry and holding men to too high of an esteem. But at the same time, there's still a balance and there's still order with the Most High. You see what I'm saying? You got one guy that's just by himself on Facebook being a super Israelite, commenting on people's things, telling their damn family that Christmas is wicked, but they're not truly contributing anything to the community abroad, to Israel abroad. You see what I'm saying? They're not doing it. But they think, oh, no, I can't, man. What they hate is order. What they hate is structure. And what they hate is following orders and following instructions. And the reason why they hate these things is because they've grown up in a white man's society. So as a result of growing up in a white man's society, you begin to look at a Negro some type of way. No matter what you say, a lot of people begin to look at each other some type of way and say, nigga, I ain't got to listen to you. You a nigga like me. Who are you? But this same nigga will go to the job and listen to everything the white man tells him. The same nigga will enlist in the armed forces and listen to everything their quote-unquote superiors tell them. But let another black or Hispanic or Native Indian tell them what to do. They're not having it. You just a nigga like me. They did that to our Lord Yahweh Shai. They said, it's not this Joseph's son of the carpenter. You know what I mean? We know your brothers and sisters. Nigga, who are you to tell me what to do? This is how our people think. And that is literally a satanic spirit. Does that mean you have to subjugate yourself to a wicked ruler, a wicked man? Of course not. Hell no. By no means. People talk about camps always saying this. This is what I say. You ain't got to get with our camp. You don't even got to get with any camp. But you have to do what camps do. Go out and teach the word. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But the guy that's by himself and don't want to be at the camp, nobody's there to hold him accountable. You see what I'm saying? I know. I was in the truth 2.5 years before I started going out. And there was nobody around me telling me the way I was living was wrong. I had to constantly tell myself that. And then I made excuses for myself until ultimately I came into a camp. And there's men around me. And I realized, you know, I can't be doing this no more. This is insane. There's men there that's going to keep me accountable. And now I'm out here on the streets teaching my people. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't do this no more. I got to fall into order. You know what I mean? If you're a part of an organization, there's an order in that organization. If it's not, then that's not an organization. There's nothing organized about it. You understand what I'm saying? So if you could, 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, let's see what the Bible says. Yeah, it's still going. Yeah. Go. Oh, okay. You all good.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Let all things be done decently and in order. It's of utmost importance that we function orderly. That's what Paul is emphasizing here. And a lot of people don't realize what Paul was speaking about in these epistles, man. A lot of people think Paul was creating and making things up in these epistles. When Paul said, as saith the law, a woman is in subjection, a Negro gonna go on the damn Facebook and say, Paul made that up. That's nowhere in the law. That Negro ain't read the damn law. And not the damn law, so like the holy and blessed law. Right. Numbers, the 30th chapter tells you a woman is in subjection to a man. How does it do that? It tells you that if a woman vow a vow, her husband or her father can say no. What does that prove? She is under the authority either of her father or her husband all the days of her life. That's what that means. So if that's what that means, then what Paul said was true. He's commenting on the spirit of the law. You see what I'm saying? And that's what Yahweh Shai came to teach also, the spirit of the law, because we missed it. Moses taught it too, but we start stressing only the letter. Does the spirit of the law negate the letter? No, the spirit of the law actually strengthens the letter. So it's not just, did you sleep with that man's wife? It's, did you think about sleeping with that man's wife? Die. You see what I'm saying? That's what the law has brought us, and the spirit of the law has brought us. It's strict. It's made things more strict and made things more ordered and structured. Because when you deal with the word Torah, it means law or instructions. You need to be structured. That's what instructions give you, to build your structure. You see what I'm saying? So it's of utmost importance that we function in the order of the Heavenly Father. If we're not functioning in that order, what are we doing? You see what I'm saying? We out of order. And if something's out of order, what does that mean? It don't work. But these guys hate order because they hate their own people. And they don't want to have to look at you, another Negro, and say, no, I'm not, I can't listen to you. We got brothers in the camp. Me and this brother, I'm 26 years old. Majority of the members of this camp are older than me. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm the leader and you older than me, you 40 years old, you die. That brother's 40 something years old, 40, 41, been in the camp coming up on 5 years. And he's had to look at a man much younger than him and take orders from him. You see what I'm saying? And he did it with no problem because the Most High set it up that way. The Most High has given us 6- and 7-year-old kings. You understand what I'm saying? King Joash, about 7 years old on the throne, and ruled and didn't become wicked until he got old. When he was 7 years old, he actually righteously ruled our people. You see that? And we had to sit there and look at a little kid on the throne and do what he said. And he did marvelous things. You see what I'm saying? Up until the time we went off. So that's just how the order is set up, always. Most High always deal in order. So that was it on that? Okay, so let's go to the book of 1 Chronicles 12 and the 33rd verse. Going from Corinthians to Chronicles, from the New Testament and Old Testament, because the whole Bible is in unison. And the whole Bible is in unison of the fact that an order is necessary for things to function properly. What's another word for an organization? Who can tell me? You can think biblical, but even past biblical, what's another word for organization? Incorporation. You're thinking too big. Body. The body. You see what I'm saying? It's a body. If the parts of the body aren't functioning properly and doing what they're supposed to in their order, your body's not going to work and you're going to be useless. So if we're a body, if we're a part of the body of Christ, the body of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, then we got to function properly. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead.
We can be clicking on all cylinders.
On all, so we need to be a well-oiled machine. This is First Chronicles 12 and 33. Go ahead.
First Chronicles 12 and 33 of Zebulun, such as went forth to battle, expert in war.
Expert in war of the tribe of Zebulun. They were experts in war, right? Are we at war right now? Or the spiritual? We at war. So these experts of war, what did they do? Read.
With all instruments of war, 50,000, which could keep rank.
Which could keep rank. They were experts at war because they were experts at keeping rank and staying in order. This is what these men were experts at. So if we are to become experts in war, we must become experts in keeping rank, right? Read.
It says, which could keep rank. They were not of a double heart.
They were not of a double heart. They were not double-minded men. They understood the position that they played, and they played their position to their best. It's like baseball, man. Baseball is a team sport that's predicated upon individual gain. You're in left field. Ain't nobody going to help you catch a pop fly in left field. You got to catch it. And your catch in left field contributes to the whole team. That's another out now. Now we're closer to us going it back and us not letting runs hit the plate, but us having the opportunity to score runs. That's how baseball works. The same way the truth works. You got to do what you got to do in order to get the outs for us. And then you got to come up to bat and you got to get on base. And you got to let somebody bat you in or RBI. You see what I'm saying? You got to hit it out of the park. This is how we got to operate. But we got to understand that you're a left fielder and you bat. If you are playing in left field and you bat in fourth in the lineup, who knows baseball in here? Who knows about baseball? Anybody? You know about baseball? You know about baseball? So the fourth hitter in the lineup is called what? The designated pitcher, but it's called the cleanup hitter. Meaning, if my third batter hadn't done it, when the time this dude comes up, he's driving runs it. You see what I'm saying? Because the third batter is usually where the best batter in the lineup is, right? Because in the first inning, he's going to be able to set that tone within the first 3 bats. The first guy is what? His job is to just get on base, right? We from Seattle, right? So in Seattle, we had Ichiro many years. He always batting what? At the top of the lineup because he had the highest potential to get on base. If he would get on base, then when we go back, we had him maybe like a Mike Cameron when we had him hitting third, or Edgar Martinez, he going to drive him in. That's who's coming up 3rd and 4th. You see what I'm saying? So, but you have to understand where you batting in the lineup. You see what I'm saying? Where you playing on the field, and you got to bat and you got to play that position in order for this team to get wins. Period. That's how the thing works. Now you may be 8th in the lineup. You see what I'm saying? Right now, that don't mean you won't be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th at some other time. But as for now, be the 8th batter. You playing in left, but you really prefer center because you know they do that sometimes. You may have a primary position, but that position is filled on that team, so you playing out in left field. I remember Alfonso Soriano. He's a career 2nd baseman in New York Yankees. They traded him to the Cubs. The Cubs put him in left field. He refused to play until they contractually forced him to play left field. He's a career 2nd baseman, middle infielder. Put him in left field. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be in left field for a while until you get put up to 2nd base where you're even stronger at. But play that position. Keep rank. Because those men who are keep rank are not of a double heart and a double mind. And a double-minded man is what? Who know that scripture? James 1:8.
In all his ways. It's unstable in all
It's
his ways.
unstable in all his ways. That double heart, that double mind, you're unstable. Meaning you're useless to this body. You're useless to this team. Ain't nothing I can do with somebody who's unstable and inconsistent. Inconsistent. I'm going to waive you. You're a free agent now. Bye. The team moving on. You're going to get traded, replaced. You see what I'm saying? So brothers got to be consistent and stable and of one mind. You see what I'm saying? And play your position. And the Most High exalts and raises brothers in appropriate order. Now, again, does this mean you got to man worship? Of course not. Does this mean that if you have leadership or higher ups that are off, you don't say nothing? Hell no. Because certain organizations push and teach that. Well, you know what, brother? You a low rank, he's a high rank. You just going to have to let that go. No, hell no. That don't go down like that. This is not the unjust United States military. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that, right? I remember a story my grandmother told. My grandfather was he was a general in the army. My grandfather, as a general in the army, if you could, matter of fact, hold on. Please. So my grandfather is a general in the army. One night you had like a private or something. He was about to knock out this other general. But the private happened to be black and the general happened to be white. So my grandfather stepped in and knocked the black private out. Because he said he would have hit that white boy, they'd have locked his ass up in the stockade with no release date. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because of the respective persons of the position that this person holds. That's why the Most High told us don't respect persons. Because even in rank and order, there's still a balance of his person is not respected and he's not more greater than you just because he holds a higher position in this body than you. That's just how the Most High has it set up at this time for whatever reason. It could be that this man has the experience or the Most High wants to see him there, or it could be the Most High is getting ready to remove him there and getting ready to exalt you there. You see what I'm saying? But don't let nobody trick you off the streets and pull the wool over your eyes still getting still. Because a lot of these organizations, they teaching that, man. A lot of these organizations is teaching that their leadership is infallible even when they foul up. They're still infallible. And that's off because that's what the Catholic Church does. Yeah, we know that priest molested 30 kids, but you know what? He's the priest. Eddie Long, we know what he did, but I mean, that's Eddie. He likes kids, man. Keep your kids away. No. He's wrong. And he should die. You understand what I'm saying? So that was it on that.
Real quick,
go ahead.
A great point about, speaking about the lineup and you batting, 7th, 8th, and 9th on the lineup. It might be top of the 9th. Y'all get them 3 outs, bottom of the 9th. Y'all got to be able to come back. You guys are down, and you might be late in the bat lineup. It might be 7th, 8th come up, and you got to be able to hold your own so it can come back around to the top of the lineup so you can have be more of a position, to get that run and get that win. So you be able to hold your own and be able to sustain your part being a part of a body. You know what I'm saying? You never know how important your toenail is until you stub your toe. You know what I'm saying? Or you jam your finger and everything is now off. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I remember I got hit in my ear, man. I was just toe up. I was like, out of all things, like my ear just got me just feeling really off. You know what I'm saying? That's why you go into a plane. If you can't pop your ear, it's messing with you all day. I got you yawning till you crying because you need to pop your ear. You know what I'm saying? So everybody as a body has to be able to hold their own, and we got to be strong, you know, within it and be solid. Like the brother said, you gotta be able to hold your own, and that's where you vulnerable and where you weak. Being stable.
Exactly. Imagine this week. You see how much damn water I'm drinking, all the shit I'm talking. Imagine if every 2 seconds I had to get up and get my own water, come back to this table. Now that's not all that hard, but it's going to take away from the teaching that's going on right now. If a brother is there to say, "Oh, boom, I feel you, boom," you see what I'm saying? It makes everything flow so much better. You see what I'm saying? That's why, you know, the 2 heads and 3 heads, it's better than one, but as long as everybody is playing the position. You understand what I'm saying? So if you could give me 2 Timothy 2:4. You know, in this camp we got, you know, after you come in from a prospect, once you officially make camp, come in the soldier level, the officer level, the various level of the officers, the sergeants, the lieutenants, the captain, deacon, all the way up to the chief priest. We have that, and all of that is in the Bible. That's what people don't realize. All of this is biblical, what we do. But people like have a problem with it. You know, people will talk about having rank and order and structure and titles to your rank and order and structure as if that's evil. When it's biblical, it's how the Most High has always intended it from the beginning when he gave us the law. So let's read about it. Go ahead.
2 Timothy 2:4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
We got to remember that too. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life. Ash, break that down.
It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
He's basically not going to involve himself in what's going on.
Well, not so much involve himself, but entangle himself. Meaning this, you got bills, you got issues. Your woman is out of her damn mind on her period, raging, screaming at you to go and get her some ice cream. All these various things. But when it comes time for you to go to war, as the Most High commanded you, you're not entangled in that. My woman know, my children know, when I leave the house to go to camp or class, it's over. I'll see you when I get back. When is that going to be? Who knows? That's what's going on. And they got to understand, because that's what a warrior does. In the ancient times, you going out to war, all right, baby. I don't know if I'm coming back, let alone when I'm going to be back. I plan to go out here and give them hell and kill and come back with a victory. But, you know, we don't know. I'm going out to war. I'll see you when I come back. I'm going to try to have things in order and everything you taken care of in the meantime, but sometimes you can't do it. Sometimes she's going to have to tough it out because you're not entangling yourself in that, because that doesn't come before the mission for your nation, because you got to do for your household. Let's not get that twisted. But you got a responsibility to the Most High and to your people that come even, just like if you in the military. You in the military, right? So you got orders. They say, look, you got 2 weeks to report. You getting on the boat. You got 2 weeks, and that's it. You know what I mean? You wake up for camp in the morning. All right, it's 10 a.m. Look, baby, I got 2-3 hours before I'm out the door, and within this 2 or 3 hours, we need to whatever you need to be cool to cover you in the meantime. That's got to be taken care of within 2 to 3 hours, because I'm not going to entangle myself once I leave. Yahweh Shai, our Lord, who the world called Christ, when he was out there teaching, his mother and his brother came to holler at him. He said, who are my mother and my brother? What I got going on to save my people is more important than whatever the hell petty issue is happening in my house right now. It's much more serious. So you're not entangled with that. You're not allowing that to distract you from the task at hand. This is what the proselyte or the prospect stage is for. When you're a prospect, you're the prospect stage. Before you come fully in, this is when you have time to deal with this. You know what I mean? You're in the stage of getting ready to say, okay, there's going to come a time where no matter what's going on Saturday, I'm gone. I don't care what, don't even call me. You know what I mean? In the meantime, while you preparing to become to that, this is when you getting all that out the way. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes a brother may say, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to make the class. I got to deal with this and that. You know what I'm saying? I might not be able to make it to camp. This is when he's a prospect. You know what I mean? Before you get that garment, you see what I'm saying? You hold post, you reading, you hold camera, you passing out fly. Before that, that's when you have the chance to do that. Let one of these dudes call me and tell me, hey, yeah, I know it's Saturday, but I can't make it. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna think. Let him do that. I'm gonna think you're joking. I'm gonna say like,
That's exactly what happened.
I'm gonna be laughing like, I don't know what you even telling me all of that for. You know when to be at camp. I'll see you there. If not, you know what's gonna happen. You know the repercussions.
Probably will go along with it, just knowing you're still gonna be there. Oh, no, it's cool, right?
No, you know, I get it.
2:30, man. Okay.
Yeah, 2:30. Be there. God damn it, and that's it. You know what I mean? Because what you got, just like in the military, you got orders. You see what I'm saying? And it's the Most High asking you to do all of that. Most High telling you to just take one day out of the week to come and bid our people to the marriage. We do extracurricular days as well sometimes. But even then, a lot of times it's like, okay, well, you know, this isn't our usual time. You make arrangements, right, with your job. Like this brother, before you didn't have Saturdays off. Now you made sure to get Saturdays off. You see what I'm saying? So now you made arrangements for that. But let's say you don't got Sundays off and we going out on Sunday. All right, you know, this isn't your usual time. You got to go to work. Go ahead, go to work. You see what I'm saying? That's why some of the extracurricular stuff, you'll see fewer brothers. Brothers got work. You see what I'm saying? The brothers may have had a prior family engagement over. That's all right. But that mandatory, that's that camp. That camp, that's there is no excuse. You see what I'm saying? Unless you're laying up in the hospital somewhere. You see, and even then, my back last week, these brothers tell you, man, my back, I'm moving around like this last week. I said, come hell or high water, I'm gonna be at that camp. You see what I'm saying?
Class.
Yeah, even class.
We told this
I was worse at class.
We told this brother, hey, look, man, me and the D, we can handle class. Don't worry about it. You get your some rest and be prepared for camp tomorrow. He said, hey, you look here.
I'll be at class. I was at class last week. You see what I'm saying? I was at camp. You know what I mean? And I was hurting, but whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not entangled with that. I'm not going to let my infirmities come in between doing the Most High work, because you got to love to do this work. You see what I'm saying? This is what you call give me that scripture. It's called a labor of love. You see what I'm saying? This is what it is. You got to love it. And like Paul said also, woe is me. He said, I have nothing to glory in it. You see, I'm not glorying in this, just like Paul, because woe is me if I preach not the gospel. I feel like I will be destroyed if I don't do this. Literally. Before I was doing the work and when I was still knowing the truth for 2 years, when I won't even say straddling the fence, when I'm on one side of the fence and I jump to the other side of the gate and go over there for a minute, then I jump back. Damn straddling. If I don't pass that, I'm jumping from one side to another at will. But I'm having in the back of my head, I know I'm supposed to be teaching this word. I know I'm not supposed to be doing this and that. If I don't hurry up and get my act together, the Lord is going to kill me. You see what I'm saying? It's going to happen. Go ahead,
So I was asking you before, falling in love with the laws, and you kind of explained it like
get wisdom for.
Sirach
for.
It's like falling in love with a woman.
With a woman, kind.
But my thing is, I don't know how to love. I mean, according to the scriptures, you know, like I might tell my mom, I love you, but then she might say, go to the store and get a pack of cigarettes.
Exactly.
How do I love her when I know the cigarettes can cause her to get cancer and take her away from me? But that's not true love.
Yeah, if you buy her those cigarettes, you don't love her. Yeah, exactly.
So I want to learn how to love the law so that I would keep the law. You know what I mean? So
we're going to show you to you right now. When I said that to you, and this is the scriptures that I had in mind for that, right? So we go to Sirach 4. Yeah, go to that first, and then I want you to go here, and then I want you to go to Revelations. They were virgins. Go ahead. What does it start at? It starts at. Let me see where it starts at. The point. Salakia.
17.
No. Start at. Yeah, you know, we might want to. 16. Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 4, verse 16. If a man commit himself to her.
If a man commit himself to her, read.
He shall inherit her.
He shall inherit her. So you have to commit yourself to the law first and foremost. Just like if you want to get with a female. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to commit myself. Okay, we're going to go out on this day. I'm dealing with you. I'm going to text you. I'm going to call you. I'm going to take you out. You see what I'm going to spend time with you. You got to commit yourself to the laws. Read.
And his generations shall hold her in possession.
Read on. Keep going.
Verse 17. Or at the first.
At the first now. In the beginning, when you first get with this woman, read.
She will walk with thee. She will walk with him by crooked ways.
What does that mean? She's going to play a game with you. She's going to put you through trials and tribulations. Just like a decent woman. She's not going to give you on the first night. You see what I'm saying? She's going, oh, let's see if this nigga's really down for me. You see what I'm saying? This is what's going on. She's going to walk with you with crooked ways. She's going to give you trials and tribulations. You see what I'm saying? Like you be going through up at the job sometimes. Right. You see what I'm saying? Things, they're messing with you about your beard, things like that. The law is dealing with you with crooked ways. What is you going to do? You see me? How is you going to operate? You see what I'm saying? Read.
And bring fear and dread upon him.
We would be fear and dread upon him. You see what I'm saying? That's the first thing that the truth is going to do to you when you come into it. It's going to play with you. It's going to be fear and dread. You're going to be looking at yourself like, the Most High just going to kill me. That's how you're going to start thinking. The Lord is just going to take me out because I'm just too damn wicked. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And I've had at least 3 or 4 conversations just this week alone about people just openly admitting I would love to get into the word. I would love to learn more about the Most High and his ways and how I can live right, but I'm just not ready. And the thing is that what separates the scriptures from anything else, whether you talk to your mom, your grandma, you go to have you go see a therapist, you know what I'm saying? These scriptures is going to talk to you directly. It's going to convict every wicked thing in you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to convict everything in you, and you're going to have to face that. That's the fear and the torment that's going to come. Like the brother said, you're going to start reading these scriptures and be like, man, the Lord is finna just kill me. I'm wicked.
I already feel like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm wicked. But that's why we did a lesson on not having that doubtful demon or that doubtful spirit. We know a brother that just doubted himself, and he just constantly going around saying how much of a piece of shit he was, and he just and ended up falling out of the truth. So you got to try. The wisdom is going to try you by a way. So you got to be diligent, and you got to be steadfast and learn and following these laws, man. And after that, she's going to open herself.
And if I want to say this too, they say the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, right? So the fact that you're thinking the Lord is going to kill me and I'm wicked, that's the beginning of wisdom right there.
Yeah, just like when I'm at work, it's like I'm running around. I ain't supposed to have hair on my face
at all. Yeah, at the
so
job.
I kind of like line it up just to, just in case they see me, they take pictures of you and stuff like that. I'm like,
yeah, that's all for you.
I'm like, if you come back right now,
I'm done, right?
It's crazy, man. It's like
that's the fear of the Lord. You had some, Yash?
I'm saying, doesn't every working company have that criteria that says you have religious or ancient beliefs? You can take one from the court for that.
Yeah, they do. But now, what the brothers got to do is do his due diligence as far as that, because a lot of times what happened is the fact that you didn't vocalize this at higher. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which a lot of times we may do. Why? Because we know we try to get the damn job. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. I'm just trying to get in there. They don't even want to let a nigga in. So I'm just walking on eggshells to creep up in here. You see what I'm saying?
They were trying to make me sign like arbitration papers. When I went in, I got tattoos all over.
Yeah.
So I'm like this, and you know what I'm saying? And once they gave me the job, I was like, they just sent me straight to the job site.
To the site, yeah.
And they never came out. Then one of the guards came out, and he was like, hey, we get that tattoo. I was like, I had this, gang of time. So he's like, oh, okay. Save your face, though. Stuff like that. Because I usually keep a beard anyway. But they just be on me, like, all the time.
Yeah, see, exactly. And that's why now it's going to have to be like the brother said, because the way you got to do it now is, you know what I mean? You got to do it in order to maneuver. Now that you didn't do it at the first, is you got to maneuver it in a way to where you coming at them, you coming respectfully, but at the same time, you making them respect what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? If a Sikh or a Muslim was working for him, they wouldn't say nothing to him about anything, because these people got a team of lawyers and advocate. The thing is, we don't have that. Black people in general don't have it. We don't have nobody that's going to come and fight for us and kick up a ruckus about us. This is why they just think they could do anything they want to. Like this brother just went, he works security. He just started working for a new security company, right? And working for this new security company, somebody tells him he got to shave his beard, and he's seeing Edomites walking around with full beards that's working for the same company.
Like one of my bosses.
Right.
He had a whole hookup way down to here. But he telling me I got to shave my hookup. So then, when I was crying out to you about, I was crying to the Most High about my situation or whatever. And then like 4 or 5 of them got fired.
Of this guy, yeah.
So I'm like, Man, how you gonna tell me I gotta save my hookup and you supposed to be the manager and you got the same hookup?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I remember when I was working for this fast food place when I was first coming in the truth. The cold thing was, dude, the Edomite boss was like, "Look, I wore hair on my face all these years, but he's like, I'm not even working in the kitchen. But just because this is one of the rules, I'm gonna do it too. You see what I'm saying? Anybody that have any sense, if they're gonna enforce a rule on somebody, they're gonna keep it them damn self. But of course, they're not doing it, and they want to be biased because in the case of a food place, it may be because of sanitation issues. But in the case of your security agency, it's just about having power. There's no possible reason why you can't secure the area that you secure with or without a beard on you. There's nothing about a beard that's doing anything to stop your job.
It was just like the higher ups know that if we shave our face, they know the truth. We're not keeping the law.
Well, that's true, and that's why they enforce it on us. And the white man can walk around with a beard down here. With ZZ Top can work for your company, and it's cool. You gotta be baby ass face, right? Terrell.
In the same,
Terrell, not Tyrell. Terrell. Go ahead.
On the same topic, y'all know my family, we own our own family business or whatever. So that then creates a culture of white supremacy. My father being raised militant, you know what I mean, working jobs, whatever. So when we go to these business meetings and stuff, Terrell, this is how you clean your face up, Terrell. Do this, Terrell. You know what I mean?
Don't scare the white man, Terrell.
Pretty much.
That's what it is. Because
you're the dark one, Terrell.
Yeah.
Don't scare me.
Because that beard on that face, that terrifies a white man. I remember years ago when I was in Great Millstone still, when I was in GMS Seattle, it was going back to 2011. An incident occurred at a club, brothers. It was at the nightclub. And one of the brothers had kind of got into it with the Edomite. And all of a sudden, Esau was standing there bold, and he just seen all these niggas with all these beards just popping up out of the crowd, just beards everywhere. The niggas started looking at them beards. They ain't want that. There's something that's manly about it. That's what the Zondervan Bible Dictionary call it, a badge of honor, a manly badge of honor. When King David's men got half of their beards cut off, what happened? Who knows what King David did? Y'all can't come back into Israel until your beard grows back. You wait outside of Israel until your beard goes back.
Towns away.
Yeah, towns away. Don't let nobody see you with half. That's how serious it was in Israel for you not to have a beard. Like, so this nigga ain't got a beard? Go ahead, King.
This is Galatians 5:4, right? It says, Galatians 2:21. I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain.
Boom.
You gotta remember that. You gotta remember that we're keeping the law,
but it's
customs,
it's grace.
The righteousness is
through Yahushua.
Through Yahushua, faith.
Yeah, because it's grace that we dealing with. You see what I'm saying? We've got to understand that as well. In certain instances, we're gonna need grace. We need grace every day in this place. You know, anybody who thinks they can keep the law in totality is out of their damn mind. You can't do it. You don't know what you touch and eat. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We were saying the other day, we was going into, are we in the new covenant or the old covenant, or are we under both? But the scripture said we're under grace. Let me read this, because if we could keep the law, then there would be no grace. Because the Most High knows, especially captivity.
Right.
Like, you're gonna have to do some shit that's going on. But that's where the grace comes in. And only you can't willfully sin. So like for the job, necessities.
Yeah, there's not the great adultery grace. Right. Yeah, I know I'm committing adultery, you know, with this brother's wife, but you know, there's grace that no. That's not there. What's there is you got this job right now. Maybe certain things happen. Your job can give you a uniform. That uniform is damn linen, woolen, polyester, cotton. You see what I'm saying? All kind of crazy madness. You see, they're gonna tell you, look, nah, you can't put fringes on that uniform. You see, they might do it, and if they do it, then there's grace. You understand what I'm saying? In this instance, you see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's why it says let every man work out his own salvation.
So meaning that I shouldn't beat myself up about it because
don't let it weigh you down, but at the same time, reason within yourself. You see what I'm saying? Reason within yourself, and this is kind of the thing too. Every brother is we're running the race together, but you're running the race by yourself. You see what I'm saying? That goes back to the baseball thing, right? So you got to start thinking of, okay, you got to start weighing yourself in a balance and start saying, okay, am I cutting corners? Am I abusing this? Is the Most High going to wink at this sin but judge me? You see what I'm saying? You got to start thinking about, okay, walk, I feel this is most conducive for my salvation, that I got grace in extreme areas, but not in general, and I'm not abusing it. You see what I'm saying? Like a Christian hyper grace. It's just grace, and I don't got to keep no laws. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, don't just fold. You see what I'm saying? And make excuses. So, like, you know, it's just a balance to everything in the scriptures. It's a balance to everything in the way we live. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we got to start applying, is the balance and the spirit behind it, officer.
When I first came to the truth and I heard about all the laws, what I did for myself is I made them strict. Like, I just was like, I put grace aside and it was like, if I don't keep this law, God will deal with me.
That's right.
I'm gonna be dead. Right. In the next 2 seconds, like, I don't know.
I can simultaneously combust in
Nah,
this moment.
I just took it, to a strict matter, and I started learning about grace now. Still today, I'm like totally strict about my shit, because it's like language. So one time I can't, I had to sort of give me some food because I just need to survive. So, you go to war.
Yeah.
One time I was like riding a motorcycle home. I had to tell my lady friend to follow me, come out the Oceanside and follow me, because the sun was going down. You know, the Sabbath. I was like, I can't spend no money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to run out of gas. You ain't trying to keep the law. So,
you go pay the gas.
if I stop, I'm not leaving. I'm stuck. You know,
yeah, exactly. And that's why the scriptures say, "Be not righteous over much." Yahweh Shai showed us this when he was gathering corn, which he wasn't supposed to do on the Sabbath, but he did it because they was hungry. Same thing with the Maccabees. You had that group of brothers who said, "Okay, we're not going to fight on the Sabbath," and the Greeks killed them. Maccabees said, "We ain't going out like that. We're going to fight on the Sabbath, and the Most High is going to look on that and understand we fought on that Sabbath to fight for our nation and to save our lives and to fight for these laws." You see what I'm saying? So that's where the grace kind of come in. Even turning on that automobile is off. That's kindling a fire. You see what I'm saying? So you are going up, but you don't be over righteous. You see what I'm saying? Because you're gonna kill yourself trying to be over righteous, because you're just not gonna be able to do it in Babylon. In Israel, you know, if you're gonna run out of gas, see that's the Jewish man. That's how the Jewish man has done it. Harry Rosenberg said it when he was doing an interview. He said, "Yeah, it's Friday. If I run out of gas, or if I'm even driving my car and the sun goes down, I have to stop my car, get out, and walk from there." When you're gonna be doing more work walking than you are driving.
Kindling more of a fire in yourself.
In yourself. Walk. You see what I'm saying? So we can't be over righteous, but at the same time, don't let that doesn't give you a license to sin. That's the balance there. Grace, but there's no license to sin. So do what you need to do, and do what you feel is a necessity for you. You may not have any food in your house, and this is you say, "Damn, I gotta go." But sometimes you may need to go get some food, and sometimes you may say, "You know what? I can fast. It's all right. I'll do without until the sun go down." You see what I'm saying? So don't be weak. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, don't try to overexert yourself. You see what I'm saying? Go back to that in wisdom. Wisdom 4. Go back to that.
So the sister just asked a question. She says, "Is it really a sin to work when you need to get an order done by a deadline?"
An order done by a deadline. What type of order is this that you need to get done? Is this for your own personal business? Because if this is for your own personal home business, you really don't. The reason why you have a whole business is so you can better keep the law. So I would say it is, and you need to work around that and work from sundown. And then when that sun go down, don't work. And when the sun go back down, go back to work. Point blank, period. Yeah. Because a lot of grace is out the window for you in that instance. Why is grace out the window for you in that instance? Because you are your boss. You're not being told what to do by nobody. You are your boss. So you being your boss, you should make your work week to function around the law. 6 days you do work, on the 7th you rest.
That's right.
You know?
Like we speak about a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? When you have your own business, you got to be able to prepare around the Sabbath, and this is a liberty that you have, rather than your boss, telling you, "Oh, you got to work today," or you in jeopardy of losing your job. If you run your own business, then this is where you're able to prepare around keeping the Sabbath properly.
That's right. But yeah, go ahead. Wisdom 4.
Oh, you mean Sirach 4?
Sirach 4, Salaki. I always wisdom because it's talking about wisdom. Go ahead.
Sirach 4:17. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline.
Discipline. That law is going to discipline you. Read.
It says, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws.
Then when she trusts you, now you all good. You see what I'm saying? When you have proven yourself that you are steadfastly chasing this woman and you sincerely want this woman, then that woman begin to deal with you. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, verse 18, then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets.
That woman is going to comfort you. Then she's going to show you her secrets, meaning she's going to give you this understanding. You see what I'm saying? You're going to start to, it's going to start to sink into you. Read.
Verse 19. But if he go wrong.
If you go wrong during that trial period, read.
She will forsake him.
She's going to forsake you. You see what I'm saying? So that trial period, that period of the trials and tribulations that you go to on your entry into the truth, that's a special time. That's a time where this truth is proving you. Most High is proving if you worthy. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta run that race. You gotta run that obstacle. It's really more so like an obstacle course, a hurdle. You see what I'm saying? And you gotta get over them hurdles. And let's say you stumble at her, like I brought up before, like the Levite brother at the Olympics this past summer. He was running over that hurdle. He fell, boom, bust his ass on that hurdle. He got up, he ran the rest of the race. He could have quit. You see what I'm saying? But just because you stumble on one hurdle don't mean you can't hit all the other ones. You see what I'm saying? But like, don't let it weigh you down. Don't beat yourself up, but don't abuse grace. You see what I'm saying? That was it on that. Give me that in Revelations real quick. Oh, go ahead. Quick precept. Go ahead.
Romans
chapter. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 5, verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations.
We glory in them tribulations, man. You got to glory in them tribulations. I believe it's another one of Psalms 34:9. I believe. Go ahead.
Yeah, speaking about that fear and that dread and that torment that she takes you through, it says we got to glorify in that. Why? It says knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. So through all of the trials and tribulations that wisdom is going to take us through, in the end, is going to work that experience. That's what pretty much what the trying the wisdom of the scriptures is going to give us, a lot of experience. So we're going to combine that experience that we went through and how we persevere over that tribulation. We're going to be able to edify a brother like we're doing with you right now. This brother, he said, when I first came in, I was going through this, I was going through that. This is how I got through it. You know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters asking questions in the comment board, and we being able to edify them through the tribulation that we went through and the experience that we gained from it. So with that, it says it gives us hope. It says, and hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us. So again, we start to have that hope, and that hope, when you go into later in the book of Romans, it speaks about how we're saved by that hope. See what I'm saying? So through everything that we get from, labor of love, when we're laboring in love, which I still got to get, that when we're laboring in love, when we're gaining that experience through all of the things we go through in the scriptures, like you said, I done had an experience with having a line on my beard, you know what I'm saying, with dealing with Esau on the job. You're going to get through that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get through plenty of different things, and it's just going to make that faith stronger. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you'll be able to pass that on to brothers that come and have the same situation. That's why the brother Terrell was able to relate to the same thing you was going through. This is his own business, you know what I'm saying, family business, and he sees that his pops is, kind of pushing that to him. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. So let me ask you this: Do they ever trip if you cut it down?
I try to do that. I cut it down. Like, if you touch my face, like, you can feel it. But this is as low as I'll go.
Yeah,
I could trim it down.
Yeah, that's lawful. That's lawful. That's
yeah.
lawful.
You could trim. Trimming is okay. It's the destruction of the beard, the marring of it. That's the issue. You see what I'm saying? You can come it down. Length is adjustable, but it's the destroying the width of it. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? That's the depletion of it. That's where the law comes in. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? If y'all ever take that into account, cut it down. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like a light shadow. That's still a beard. So we got to be able to be wise as serpents, harmless as a dove. You know what I mean? And again, this is the experiences that we'll have to where, that you got to create the illusion. Esau does illusions all the time. We think dude be doing magic stuff, just slide a hand, he have you thinking or focus on one thing while he's pulling the wool of your eye on another way. So we got to be able to know how to manipulate around what Esau is trying to oppress us with. You know what I'm saying? To still be within righteousness of the Most High. All right. We ain't gotta have a big, as they say, that big Moses,
Aaron.
Excuse me, that big Aaron beard. Yeah, that's what we all love. We would all love the deep beard. You know what I'm saying? Hey, some of us don't grow it. This brother, you know what I'm saying, getting it. And you know, my lawyer getting his.
Yeah, now
know,
people see my beard now. You should have seen it at first. Okay, listen, trust and believe. It was not always here. It was not always here. but give me is that it on that?
Yeah, that was.
Get Psalms 34:19 as well, because this is a powerful precept on that same spirit.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous. You living in righteousness, you're gonna have many afflictions. Understand that, right? Scriptures say, matter of fact, get that in Sirach after that. Sirach, what is that, 1 and 2? Or 2 and 1?
2 and 1.
Finish that first, though.
I got you.
Okay, go for what?
It says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all.
The Lord delivereth the righteous out of all of those afflictions. You just got to trust in him and hold fast to righteousness. That's the key, holding fast to that righteousness, right? Go ahead.
That was it on that book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
We all trying to come to serve the Lord, right? So if you come to serve the Lord, read.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Prepare for that temptation. Prepare for those trials, right? Prepare for all of that. But hold fast to the righteousness that you have. Hold fast to the laws, statutes, commandments, and the faith. Because if you hold fast onto that, you're going to be delivered out of it. You see what I'm saying? I know ever since I came in the truth, I'm in the truth 8 years. You see what I'm saying? In the knowledge, you know, as far as that teaching is going to be, what is that, 6 years next month, Most High willing. So in all of that time, and everything that I went through, the Most High delivered me out of it. You see what I'm saying? You may have to go through hardship. I don't know. I'm sitting in a damn jail cell. Lord, get me out of this jail cell. And I had to sit in there for a second. Damn, I got to sit here. But I understood why I had to sit there. The Most High revealed unto me why I'm in there. You see what I'm saying? So you got to get out. You got to get your act together. You see what I'm saying? You got to do right by the Most High, and he's still going to deliver you out of that situation. You see what I'm saying? Then held 3 years of probation over my head as well, as a reminder to don't you mess up. Don't let me, you know what I mean? And I was able to complete that. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord, even though he put me in that situation, he also got me right out of that situation. This situation where they had plans to railroad me, in a situation where I got a deal, and when the DA gave me the deal, he said, he had this look on his face like, I don't want to give this nigga this deal. He didn't want to do it, but he still did it. You see what I'm saying? That was through the Most High. The Most High softened his heart. He softened the judge's heart. He gave me the right public pretender to help me out of that situation through the spirit and power. It's all through spirit and power. Yahweh. It's through none other way. And I understood that. And I've been able to hit the ground running since then, you know what I mean, and not look back and not turn back into that, because I understand the grace that the Most High showed to me. But you got to prepare yourself for these types of things, but you got to hold fast unto faith. Because if you hold fast unto faith, you understand the Most High, no matter how bad it seems, he going to pull you right out of there. You see what I'm saying? He's going to pull you out. So, and the whole thing was, the whole situation that even landed me in jail, what even caused me to do what I did that landed me in jail, was because I kind of had left off of the faith for a second. You see what I'm saying? I kind of questioned my faith for a minute. Not so question my faith in the reality of the Most High, but I didn't think he was going to deliver me out of that situation.
Your dedication.
You see what I'm saying?
Faith, you questioned your dedication.
Well, I didn't even question my dedication. I questioned whether or not I was going to be delivered out of the situation I was in. Oh, you see what I'm saying? The one that got me locked up. Oh, you see what I'm saying? That was me just saying, damn, I'm in a hardship right now. You know, I'm just going to go off the wall instead of just patiently waiting and saying, you know what? Most High got me through it. He going to do something. You see what I'm saying? I know I just went through some stuff, but the Most High going to get me up out of it. You see what I'm saying? So in that instance, you know, then I had to deal with what I had to deal with for that. But that's why you got to never stay, you know, never lose the faith. If you see the Maccabees, right? Some of the Judah Maccabee was the first Maccabee, or Judas Maccabee was the first Maccabee. If you notice, he was valiant and he was getting victory after victory in the book of Maccabees. Then he lost and died. But if you notice, the faith that he had was getting less and less. If you just pay attention to the things that he was saying before he went into battle. When he first went into battle, he said, let us righteously and valiantly stand up like our forefathers and smite our enemies, these uncircumcised heathen. and we're going to do it, and we have all our faith in the Most High. Then later on, when he started to start losing, you see what he's saying prior to the battle. He's kind of questioning things. You see what I'm saying? For whatever reason. And because of that, that man, he died. And his next brother was raised up in his stead. If I could, I need someone to get read for me. That was that in Sirach. Okay, let's go back to, where was we at? Let's go back to 2 Timothy 2 and 4. Back to 2 Timothy 2 and 4. About that entangling and everything else it says there. So go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. No man that warreth, entangling himself with the affairs of this life.
Read on.
That he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
Most High has chosen you to be a soldier.
That's right.
Right? So the entry level rank you come in at is on that soldier level. You've been chosen to be a soldier. Don't entangle yourself so you can please the man that chose you to be a soldier, which is no man that you're looking at right here is Most High in heaven. Most High gave you over to Yahweh Shai, if you of the elect. You see what I'm saying? And then he set up shepherds up over you. You see what I'm saying? That's why it says John 6 and 44. But also what I'm thinking about is be subject to those that have rule over you. And dealing with the order within an organization, within a church or a camp. Be subject to them. Why? Because they have what does it say? It says because they watch for your souls. Yeah, I believe Romans 13, if you can get it, because they watch for your souls. You know, we was just playing that to the camp a couple weeks ago. Like, you know, you're not supposed to just. I don't tell you to do something simply because I want you to do it. I'm trying to, you know, if I say, okay, look, we're gonna go out to camp an extra day. We're not doing it just so you can read for me at camp. You see what I'm saying? What it is it's for us to go and do the work collectively because we're trying to earn our salvation. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to do. So doing extra credit, I believe, is always conducive for a better grade. Am I right? We learned that in school. So let's do some extra credit. Let's do some extracurriculars. It's going to look good on our college damn application, right? These extracurriculars. You see what I'm saying? I'm just watching for your soul. That's my job, to watch for your soul. That even if I don't make it, damn it, you gonna make it. You see what I'm saying? That's my job, to make sure that you get on. Just like in the Army. You got a leader over a platoon. Listen, I'm making sure that you don't do something to go and get your ass killed. You see what I'm saying? Because if you get killed on my watch, that's on me. As the old saying goes, excuse my language ahead of time, but shit rolls downhill. You see what I'm saying? So just like in this camp, sometimes like, all right, well, the soldiers is acting up, I'm gonna get on the officer. I'm gonna get on the captain will get on the officer gonna get on the soldiers. Y'all messing up, y'all making me look bad. You see what I'm saying? How much more Yahweh Shai is gonna get on the leaders and say, damn, when you was letting this and that go on and you didn't do or say anything about any of that, that's a serious judgment. The guy who actually did it may get pardoned, and the guy that let it happen may get destroyed and not be a part of the elect. That's a serious thing we in right now. So you got that? Go ahead.
It's Hebrews 13 and 17. Obey them that have the rule over you.
And if order wasn't in the Bible, then why is this written? Somebody explain to me, right? Read.
And submit yourselves. They watch for your soul.
Yeah, if he's telling you to do something that's off, you ain't got to submit yourself to that. Why? Because that's not watching for your soul. Watching for your soul is a brother telling you to do something that's righteous and that's in line with the law, right? Like, because some people may have a problem. Like, okay, we got our law, statutes, and commandments. But then you come into a camp or organization or a church, whatever you want to call it, and there's rules in this that may not be you sinning if you break one of these rules, but it's still off because this is how this church functions. You see what I'm saying? This is how it functions. Like we have a rule that not a lot of people know about, relatively new rule, right? That if you are not an officer, at least, if you have not made the rank of officer, don't think about taking another one. Don't even think about it. If you ain't got a woman, don't think about it. If you got one, don't think about getting another one. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because you haven't proven yourself and dedicated yourself enough to and proven that you have enough spiritual responsibility to get one yet until you make that rank of an officer. Now, if you already have a woman, that's fine. What the Most High has brought together, let no man put asunder. But don't be going out trying to chase women and you ain't even made rank yet. You see what I'm saying? And you ain't even applied yourself to level up in this truth yet. You see what I'm saying? Officer.
I just want to say, I was talking to the doctor, I told him, listen, I ain't telling nobody this, and I'm bound to not get another one of y'all make officers.
Well, see that?
Even at that, you know.
Yeah, and in the higher rank, like you said, in a higher rank, we gonna go through it with you. I'm not just gonna tell you to do something. You see what I'm saying? So you can go through a hardship. No, we go right through it with you. You see what I'm saying? Because we doing it for you. You know what I mean? It's not for us. You know, I don't gain anything from you standing on the street corner. I don't gain anything. I'm gonna go out regardless. Like me and this brother used to always say, man, if it be Joe, me and his brother used to always say, if it's just us two, that's cool. We gonna keep going out until the Most High kills us. You see what I'm saying? That's the goal. Now, as for everybody else, y'all gotta make sure you want it too. Then Captain, well, I'm in that too. If it's just us three, damn it. You see, and that's the mindset brothers got to start having. If it's just me, I'm gonna do what the hell I gotta do. You see what I'm saying? So, and you don't gain nothing from the next man doing it. I'm just trying to help you out. You see what I'm saying? By taking the experience and the knowledge that the Most High has bestowed it upon me and packaging it up and giving it directly to you and say, here, everything I have it, and gain some more on your own and take it and pay it forward to the next brother. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes that comes with doing something that you might not think that you might find grievous. Of course, it's not unlawful. If it's unlawful, then you could, of course, rebuke the brother. But you may find it grievous at the time, but later on, as you grow in the truth and grow in the spirit, you're going to see the value in the lesson that you learn in that, or the value when you learn a certain thing. When you can turn around and tell a new brother that's coming in to do the same thing that a brother told you to do, not just to be an asshole and to tell somebody what to do, but because of what it taught and gave you through the spirit, right? So you had something, Deacon, go ahead.
1 Corinthians 10:33. Even as I please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit.
Not seeking my own profit. That's not what we do this for. We don't do this to seek our own profit. Read.
But the profit of many that they may be saved.
But the profit of many that they may be saved. So Paul as a leader gave that example. Yahweh Shai gave the prime example. So as leaders, that's the example that we got to set. I'm not doing this for my own. I'm doing this for everybody to gain off. You know what I mean? We want to help brothers and help facilitate brothers' growth and progression in the truth. If we're not doing that, then what the hell are we doing? We're wasting our damn time. We shouldn't even deal with no brothers. You see, we should just be on our own and leave brothers out to their own. You see what I'm saying? But brothers got to be able to pick their brick up and start building, because we build it, but we all are the builders. So it's time for a brother to start building himself. Like you have brothers that hit us up in certain remote parts of the country, not necessarily remote, but a place where there may not be a camp at. Well, when y'all brothers, I'm not coming out there. I'm not coming to your city. I'm sorry. I don't have any plans of coming to your city. I have my own business in my own city. But you're in your city, so why aren't you building? Brother said, damn, you're just going to tell me that? I'm not saying that. Like, I can't help you. Like, I won't, give you some pointers or answer any of your questions or advise you or give you some curriculum to start studying to prepare yourself. We can provide all that, but I can't do the work for you. That's the thing. Every man got to do his own work. Everybody got to pick up their own pickaxe and start hewing them bricks out to construct this temple. Everybody got to do that. You see what I'm saying? At least you are of, the 1/3, and you don't have the ability to do it, or you don't know no better. You see what I'm saying? But you know better. You're an able-bodied man. You could go to work for the white man. You could most certainly go to work for the Most High. Go ahead. You had something? Okay, let's go to so that's the soldier, right? So now let's go to Deuteronomy 1:15 real quick. Let's go to the law and let's see about officers and captains and chiefs and all that, because it's all biblical. It's all in the law. This is how we operate and how we've always functioned. Orderly. You see what I'm saying? With rank and structure. That doesn't just get handed out. Officer. Seek the old paths. We got to seek the old paths. We got to start functioning how we function as a sovereign, independent nation in Israel under the law, statutes, and commandments, to the best of our abilities. Again, we're not going to be able to do everything, because just look at the disposition we're in. But everything we can do, let's do it. What's stopping us from doing that? You are. You being a Babylonian nigga, like I was talking to a brother earlier on the phone, a nigga is a creation. The white man created a nigga. You see what I'm saying? You weren't always like this. We didn't always have all these problems plaguing us that we do now, especially with the laziness that affects our people. We didn't have that always. You see what I'm saying? We have that as a result of what we've been going through over here in Babylon. So we got to start breaking that spirit. Like an elder told me, you got to break that nigga up off of that individual. You see what I'm saying? You got to make that brother stand up still and hold post, hold signs, read scriptures. You see them come out to camp, you know what I mean? Come to class, sit around, stand around, all of that. Because it's going to break him. It's going to just start breaking that nigga up off him. And he's going to become a Hebrew Israelite of whatever tribe he's from at that point. You see what I'm saying? Once he's broken from all that niggerdom that we've been caught up in the damn world. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 15. So I took the chief of their tribes.
The chief. Every tribe got chiefs. Every tribe has a chief. Read.
It says, wise men.
Wise men.
And known.
And known. Not just a wise man. This is a man who's wise, and he's also renowned. He's known. People know this guy. When they see him, that's that guy. What you would call a popular guy. Read.
It says, and other thousands and captains over 100.
Captains. They had captains back in the day, right? Vocab Malone go say, where did I get this captain from? The Captain Tazamama. Right, Deuteronomy 1. Nigga, that's why I'm an Israelite. This is my covenant. This is my law. This is where I get it from. A captain, right? Read.
It says captain over 50s and captains over 10s.
They had men over 10s, 50s, 100s, thousands, officers, chiefs, read.
And officers among your tribes.
And officers among the tribes, right? So this is how we set a camp up. Soldiers, officers, captains, chiefs, etc. That's how you do it. You see what I'm saying? And you give men certain rank and you give qualifications for this rank, whether it be length of time coupled with knowledge, wisdom, whatever. You give qualifications. Nobody walks in a chief. You see what I'm saying? Is first day on the damn job. You don't do that. You see what I'm saying? Not unless you were a chief somewhere else and now you came somewhere else and you know how to chief. But see, that's the problem with our people. What's the saying?
Too many chiefs.
Nobody want to be an Indian. Little do they know that a chief had to be an Indian first. You see what I'm saying? Everybody had to do it. Right? Well, you think I just was a speaker my whole life? I done came into camps and hold posts and hold camera and read. You got to know how to do all them jobs. If I don't know how to do all the jobs, how can I tell you how to do a job? How can I tell you how to hold posts if I don't know how to hold posts? That don't make no sense. You see what I'm saying? But you know, we learned to hold posts before the truth. We knew how to hold posts. You see what I'm saying? We knew how to stand and look and watch. We've been doing that for a long time. You see, you see what I'm saying? So we know how to hold posts, but just some brothers got to learn how to read. That's something we most of us ain't learned how to read. We learn how to go, and the Lord saith this. You see what I'm saying? You got to learn how to read Old English. You see what I'm saying? And read it aloud and project it and read it at a speed to get people to understand it that accentuates the teacher that's teaching it. You see what I'm saying? That's a hard thing to teach brothers how to read. And an even harder thing to teach brothers is how to speak and how to teach. You see what I'm saying? But the thing about teaching brothers how to teach, you can't teach a brother how to teach. Teaching is something that's just done. You see what I'm saying? So you got to show a brother how to teach. You see what I'm saying? So all of these various things, this comes with being a chief. If you're a chief, you have to know how to do all that. You cannot hold rank over somebody and not know how to do their job. You got to know how to do everybody's job. You got to be able to come up in the room.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? If you don't do that, you're not qualified to sit up there and be in that position. That's why people always complain. I hear about people, brothers and sisters, working at jobs. You know, they working at a lower level in a job, and they got a new hire boss who don't know anything, but he's got some type of alleged college degree. And he comes in and he's running you, and you're doing his job for him, and you getting paid half the goddamn salary he's getting paid. You see what I'm saying? That's how the white man operates, in disorder, in chaos. His motto is order out of chaos. The Most High, do all things in decency and order. You see that? So go ahead. That was 1 to 15. Let's go to Salakia. Let's go to 29 and 10 there in the book of Deuteronomy.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 29 verse 10. It says, ye stand this day, all of you before the Lord your power, your captains of your tribes, your elders, and your officers,
you see that?
With all the men of Israel.
Captains, elders, officers. You see that? That's who stood there. Captains, elders, and officers. So is this wicked and this wrong? And everybody's just, that's the thing. Is everybody on the same level? Yeah, we are all on the same level because we're all working for the same penny. We all are subject to error. We all can go off and fall out, or we all can make it. We all have that. None of us are greater than the other brother. Nobody's better than each other. You see what I'm saying? But are there still rank and file that needs to be done? Of course there is. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't make a brother having a higher rank than you, that doesn't make him any better than you. That doesn't make him less likely to go off than you. You see what I'm saying? But it does make him in authority over you, and the Most High has it set up like that for that time for a purpose. And if that is not recognized, then disorder and disarray is going to come within and infiltrate into your mind and into your organization, and it's going to fall apart. You see what I'm saying? It's definitely going to fall apart. You may see a guy, you may get on YouTube, watch a camp. Their camp is just looking insane. Niggas standing around, wearing all kind of stuff, garment halfway off. Yeah, eating.
5 different conversations
going on.
5 different conversations.
On one camp, this guy saying this, finger licking. Nobody, there's no authority there. You see, there's allegedly a leader, but everybody's just talking like they just don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? A million precepts coming out that don't got nothing to do with the topic. This is what happens when disorder comes. You see what I'm saying? And you see it like that's off. Brothers got the right idea, but they're gonna have to clean that up. They're gonna have to mold that. That's why we're like, you know, we're these precious stones that's in the rough. We got a lot of dirt and build up around us. We got to break all that off and polish ourselves in order to do what? So we can be those hewn stones that's in that ephod. You see what I'm saying? That's the goal. So if you're not ready to polish yourself, you see what I'm saying? Or you going out here unpolished and you wondering why it's not working, well, that's why it's not working. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not polished. You got to polish that jewel up. You're a jewel. You're one of the Most High. The Most High said, "You are my jewels." If we are His jewels, we better look good. We better shine for the Most High to the best of our abilities, right? By Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
That's right.
So let's go to 2 Chronicles 19 and 8 to 11. I want to read this account in our history. We're going to show a time where there was very strict order implemented under a specific king in Israel, and the way that the Most High worked with that order to show the importance, to stress the importance of order amongst our people. Go ahead.
18 and 19?
19, Salaki, the 19th chapter of 2 Chronicles, the 8th to the 11th verse.
2 Chronicles 19 and 8. Moreover, in Jerusalem did Jehoshaphat set the Levites.
Jehoshaphat. Why is that name significant? Jehoshaphat. The Valley of Jehoshaphat. The Valley of Jehoshaphat is named after this man, this king. Yahweh Shaphat in the Hebrew, meaning Yahweh's judgment. You see what I'm saying? Jehoshaphat. Where you get the name the Valley of Jehoshaphat or Armageddon. It's come from this king. That area was called after his name. So in the time when he began to reign in Israel, what happened? Read that again from the top.
It says, moreover, in Jerusalem did Jehoshaphat set the Levites and of the priests and of the chief of the fathers of Israel for the judgment of the Lord and for controversies when they returned to Jerusalem.
So you had chiefs and priests that was set up to judge over matters amongst Israel. Read.
It says, and he charged them, saying.
And he charged them, meaning he gave them order. Him being the king, he could give order to anybody in Israel, right? He charged them, saying what?
Thus shall ye do in the fear of the Lord faithfully.
You do this with the fear of the Most High. You judge in righteousness according to that law. Read.
It says, and with a perfect heart.
And with a perfect heart, a complete heart. Not a heart that's looking for your own gain, or that's my boy, or that's my mama, so she can't be the devil. You see what I'm saying? No, you judge with a perfect heart, and you leave your goddamn feelings at the door, because the Most High don't give a damn about your feelings, quite frankly. A lot of people don't understand that when they come into the truth. Your woman looking at you crazy. Well, it's easy for you to not celebrate Christmas because you don't feel like that's good, but I do. No, that's not easy for me. I spent my whole life waking up first on Christmas morning to open my damn presents, even if there was only a couple. Every morning I was first in my family to wake up. Every single morning. You know what happened? I came into the truth 17 years old. You know what happened that Christmas? I was the last to wake up. You see what I'm saying? I slept through it. I don't care about it now. And I don't care about it now, not because of my feelings. My feelings didn't change, but I know God hates it. And God says it's an abomination and worships another God. I worship Yahweh. So I know if that is dealing with the worship of another God, I'm not going to participate in it, period. I'm not going to do it. It ain't got nothing to do with my feelings. It's got to do with the Most High said, don't do it. I remember when I used to watch the videos, brothers speaking, they always say, people, well, how do you feel? I feel how the Most High feels. Now, you may not feel how the Most High feels. In truth, you may be battling and struggling, but are you going to do what the Most High tell you to do? A lot of us feel like pork tastes good, but we know the Most High don't want you to eat no pork. So you're not going to eat no pork if you got any damn sense. You're not going to eat no pork. no matter how much you feel like it tastes good, you're not going to eat it because you know better than to do that. So you put your feelings to the side to do exactly what the Most High wants you to do. You may deal with a woman, get you a woman, and you know what you say, I don't even like this girl. You see what I'm saying? But you had sex with her. You stuck. Unless, of course, she run off, or, you know, or she do something negative. But if she haven't done nothing worthy of you putting her away, you got to hold on tight, brother. You see what I'm saying? You made your bed, lie in that mug. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because the Most High said it. You feel like you don't want to be with this girl, but you have an obligation according to the laws of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead back to that.
And what cause soever shall come to you of your brethren that dwell in their cities, between blood and blood, between law and commandment, statutes and judgments, you shall even warn them you shall even warn them that they trespass not against the Lord, and so wrath come upon you and upon your brethren. This do, and ye shall not trespass. I want to say transgression so bad.
Well, which is what it is. Right?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
It says, and ye shall not trespass. And behold, Amariah, the chief priest, is over you and all matters of the Lord. And Zebediah, the son of Ishmael, the ruler of the house of Judah.
Not an Ishmaelite. There's a Judite named Ishmael, so we can understand. Okay.
Y'all was about to die.
Which is Yasharai in the Hebrew, meaning he has heard of God. That's all it means. All right. So go ahead.
The ruler of the house of Judah for all the king's matters.
So the Lord, so you got this Judite king, and he said, all right, I'm gonna set up this Levite priest, and I'm gonna set up this Judite chief. And I'm gonna set them up, and they gonna be just like Trump is picking his cabinet right now. This is like his cabinet. So his vice president and the secretary of defense, that's this Levite and this Judite that he's setting up, right, Reed? He's setting up very strict and distinct order, and he's charging these men, giving them orders, Reed.
Also the Levites shall be officers before you. Deal courageously, and the Lord shall be with you.
Deal courageously. Go ahead.
Shall be with the good.
And the Lord shall be with thee for good, right? So in all of that order, what he said was, I'm going to set this order up, and if y'all deal courageously, the Lord shall be with thee for good. So what does that tell us? Order and structure and functioning within that order and structure, the Most High blesses brothers who do such things. You see what I'm saying? Through his spirit and by his power, right? So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and say shalom.
Shalom.